Imagine soaring over a breathtaking oceanfront mansion, its vast glass walls reflecting the golden sunrise, infinity pools shimmering beneath palm trees swaying gently in the breeze. A sleek private jet engines roar as it lifts off into a cloud-streaked sky, destined for exclusive getaways only the ultra-elite can afford. Down below, a polished Rolls-Royce Phantom glides effortlessly through sun-drenched, palm-lined avenues, while sparkling diamonds catch the light on manicured hands and exclusive designer wardrobes whisper stories of high fashion and power. Yet, beneath this dazzling display of wealth and privilege, a darker drama simmers. A ruthless family battle quietly tearing apart the legacy behind these golden gates. This is not just a story of luxury, it's a story of power, betrayal, and secrets lurking in the shadows of opulence. In recent days, conservative powerhouse Candace Owens dropped a series of cryptic comments that have sent shockwaves through the political and social media worlds. Her hints suggest a bitter family feud brewing behind closed doors, one that involves none other than Charlie Kirk's widow, who is allegedly trying to push out Kirk's own parents from the very legacy he built. This isn't just petty family drama. It's a high-stakes battle that could reshape the future of a political empire founded on influence, ambition, and unwavering loyalty. For those unfamiliar, Charlie Kirk was a groundbreaking figure in conservative activism, founder of Turning Point USA, a movement that energized a generation and challenged the political status quo. His sudden passing left a void, but also a sprawling legacy filled with power, money, and fiercely guarded ideals. Now, as the spotlight shifts to those left behind, the question remains, will this personal war threaten everything Charlie fought to create? Step inside the world of Charlie Kirk's widow, where luxury isn't just a lifestyle, it's an art form meticulously curated to perfection. Her sprawling mansion sits majestically atop a cliff, offering panoramic views of endless blue oceans and sunsets that seem painted just for her. The estate boasts multiple infinity pools that appear to cascade into the horizon, lush manicured gardens filled with rare orchids, and exclusive art collections featuring both contemporary masterpieces and timeless classics, each piece hand-picked to reflect her refined taste and sharp eye for beauty. Mornings begin with sun-dappled light streaming through floor-to-ceiling windows, awaking her in a bedroom outfitted with silk linens and a private terrace overlooking the serene coastline. A team of personal chefs prepares a bespoke breakfast, freshly squeezed exotic fruit juices, artisanal pastries, and rare single-origin coffee blends served on gold-rimmed china. After breakfast, it's time to slip into a wardrobe that rivals a high-end boutique. Rolls of couture gowns, handcrafted leather handbags, and limited edition designer shoes line the walls, each item carefully chosen from exclusive fashion houses around the world. When it's time to leave the estate, a fleet of supercars awaits. Glossy Lamborghini Aventadors, Rolls-Royce Phantoms, and sleek Teslas, all maintained by a dedicated team to ensure they're always in pristine condition. Cruising through palm-lined streets with the sunroof open, she embodies effortless glamour and power. Her travel isn't any less extravagant. Private jets whisk her way to the world's most coveted destinations, whether it's a secluded villa in the Amalfi Coast, a private island in the Caribbean, or a five-star resort in the French Riviera. Evenings are reserved for exclusive events, lavish parties attended by political elites, socialites, and influencers. Crystal chandeliers illuminate ballrooms filled with sparkling champagne, gourmet hors d'oeuvres crafted by Michelin-starred chefs, and live performances by top-tier artists. Between events, she indulges in luxury spa days featuring personalized wellness treatments, rare skincare products, and holistic therapies designed to maintain her radiant glow. In every detail, from the rare vintage wine collection stored in a climate-controlled cellar to the artful way she entertains guests with elegance and poise, Charlie Kirk's widow lives a life that few can even imagine. But beneath the shimmering surface of this opulent existence, the pressures of power and family loyalty cast long shadows, making this seemingly perfect world all the more complex and compelling. Behind the glittering facade of luxury and influence, a storm is brewing, a family drama that has quickly captured the attention of political insiders and social media alike. It all started with Candace Owens, a figure known for her sharp wit and unfiltered commentary, who recently dropped a bombshell hinting at deep tensions between Charlie Kirk's widow and his parents. In a series of carefully worded posts, Owens alluded to a ruthless power play unfolding behind the scenes, suggesting that the widow may be pushing to remove Kirk's parents from the heart of the family legacy. What's fueling this conflict? At its core, it's about control. Control not just over the vast estate and financial assets left behind, but also the influential legacy Charlie Kirk built from the ground up. For a movement and family so deeply intertwined with political power, every decision about who holds the reins matters immensely. Sources close to the situation whisper of late-night meetings, legal maneuvering, and intense confrontations that go far beyond the public eye. The emotional stakes are high sky. This isn't just a battle over money or property. It's a clash of loyalties, grief, and visions for the future. On one side, you have a widow fiercely protecting what she sees as her rightful place in preserving Charlie's memory and guiding his political empire. On the other, parents who devoted decades to supporting their son's rise, now facing the painful possibility of being sidelined or erased from the narrative. Social media has exploded with speculation. Tweets and Reddit threads debate every cryptic clue from Owens, dissecting comments for hidden meaning. An anonymous insider recently revealed, things have never been this tense. There's a feeling that this family's unity is cracking, and the fallout could reshape the entire movement. Meanwhile, fans and followers express shock and sadness, torn between sympathy for the widow's loss and concern over what this division might mean for Charlie Kirk's vision. This unfolding saga reads like a modern-day political thriller, where the trappings of wealth and power collide with the raw emotions of family loyalty and betrayal. As whispers turn into headlines, one thing is clear. The drama isn't just personal. It's a fight for the soul of a movement and the legacy of a man who changed the game. The question on everyone's lips now is, who will come out on top? Beyond the dazzling headlines and public appearances lies a world few get to see, a world where luxury meets routine and glamour masks the complexities of daily life. Charlie Kirk's widow moves through this realm with a carefully balanced mix of grace and grit, navigating a life filled with exclusive privileges, rigorous self-care, and the constant demands that come with her position. Her mornings often begin not just with indulgence, but intention. Before stepping into the spotlight, she dedicates time to wellness rituals designed to keep both body and mind sharp. These aren't your average workouts. Think private sessions with world-class trainers in state-of-the-art home gyms, personalized yoga flows overlooking sunlit terraces, and guided meditation practices to combat the mental toll of her high-pressure lifestyle. Memberships at elite golf clubs and invitation-only wellness retreats add another layer of exclusivity, where the cream of society gathers not just to relax, but to network and strategize. Philanthropy is another cornerstone of her daily routine, but far from the typical charity photo ops. She's deeply involved in carefully selected causes, working behind the scenes with foundations supporting education, mental health, and veteran affairs, causes close to the family's heart. Private dinners with influential donors, intimate fundraising galas, and discreet partnerships with global nonprofits create a powerful platform for impact, even as they serve as a subtle assertion of influence in elite circles. Socially, her world is curated to perfection. Her inner circle consists of a blend of political allies, business magnates, and cultural tastemakers, people who share her values and ambitions, but also understand the unspoken rules of privacy and discretion that govern their lives. Exclusive gatherings at secluded estates, luxury yachts cruising under the stars, and invitations to the most coveted events worldwide reinforce a sense of belonging in this rarefied sphere. Yet beneath the surface of glittering soirees and polished smiles lies a profound sense of isolation. Despite the abundance surrounding her, the pressure to uphold a flawless image is relentless. The weight of public scrutiny and private grief often intersect in quiet moments, away from the cameras. Trusted insiders reveal that even in the height of luxury, there are nights spent wrestling with loneliness and the heavy burden of expectations from the family, the movement, and the world watching. In this rarefied bubble, the very opulence that dazzles the outside world can also become a gilded cage, where every gesture is calculated and every misstep magnified. This behind-the-scenes glimpse reveals a complex reality, a life that balances extraordinary privilege with profound challenges, where luxury is both a shield and a stage. It's a story of resilience and reinvention, set against the backdrop of power, loss, and the relentless pursuit of legacy. The unfolding family conflict surrounding Charlie Kirk's widow and his parents is far more than a private dispute. It threatens to shake the very foundations of one of the most influential conservative movements in recent history. At stake is not just personal pride or familial control, but the future of the Kirk family empire, a legacy meticulously built over years and emblematic of a new wave of political activism. Charlie Kirk's vision with Turning Point USA was nothing short of revolutionary. He transforms the landscape of conservative youth politics, creating a platform that energized millions and challenged the establishment. But as the dust of his sudden passing settles, the internal fractures within his family raise urgent questions about what happens next. When those closest to the founder are at odds, the ripple effects extend far beyond the private sphere. They threaten the cohesion, strategy, and public image of the entire organization. At the heart of this turmoil is control of not only the vast assets and estate left behind, but also the narrative and direction of Turning Point USA. Traditionally, a founder's family wields significant influence in preserving their vision and values. But when those family ties fray, power vacuums emerge. Insiders speculate that the widow's increasing authority could usher in a new leadership dynamic, possibly sidelining longtime allies or reshaping priorities to fit her vision. Conversely, Kirk's parents and their supporters may fight to maintain their stake, pushing for governance changes or public appeals to uphold Charlie's original mission. Public perception plays a pivotal role here. The movement's followers, as well as the wider political community, watch closely. A visible family feud risks casting a shadow over Turning Point USA's unity and purpose, feeding narratives of instability and discord. Social media chatter and political commentators have already begun dissecting every development, with some questioning whether the organization can survive the emotional and operational fallout intact. Moreover, the conflict highlights a broader issue facing many legacy-driven movements: how to balance personal loss with institutional continuity. Will the Kirk family struggles inspire renewed transparency and reforms within Turning Point USA? Or will the internal battles deepen divisions, prompting key figures to step away or splinter off? Financially, the stakes are immense. The estate's control affects funding streams, donor confidence, and strategic investments. Shifts in leadership could lead to reallocation of resources, altered priorities, or even legal battles over ownership and rights. For a movement fueled by passion but reliance on effective management and public trust, these outcomes carry real consequences. Ultimately, this family drama is a defining moment for Charlie Kirk's legacy. It forces a reckoning with questions of loyalty, power, and the true cost of influence. Will the Kirk family emerge united, steering Turning Point USA towards a new chapter of growth and impact? Or will the internal conflicts fracture the empire, leaving a once powerful movement diminished and divided? As this story unfolds, one thing remains certain. The future of the Kirk family empire and the political movement it symbolizes hangs in the balance, watched with bated breath by supporters, critics, and the world alike. The Kirk family feud isn't just a private matter, it's sending shockwaves through the broader political and cultural landscape. Turning Point USA has long been a symbol of the new conservative youth movement, influencing campus politics, media narratives, and national discourse. Any sign of instability within its leadership could embolden critics and create opportunities for rival groups to gain ground. Political insiders are watching closely, recognizing that leadership turmoil at the top can weaken an organization's ability to mobilize supporters, fundraise, and push its agenda. If the Kirk family conflict escalates into a public battle, it could undermine the movement's credibility at a critical time when conservative voices are striving for greater influence. Culturally, the drama feeds into ongoing conversations about power, legacy, and family dynamics within political dynasties. It highlights how personal struggles intersect with public roles, especially when those roles come with massive platforms and influence. For supporters, this moment may feel like a test of faith. For detractors, confirmation of deeper issues within the movement. Furthermore, the story raises important questions about the sustainability of political organizations tied so closely to a single figure. Can Turning Point USA evolve beyond Charlie Kirk's personal brand, or will internal conflicts and leadership battles fracture its foundation? As the saga continues to unfold, its implications stretch far beyond the Kirk family home. It touches the core of modern political activism, the future of youth engagement, and the delicate balance between personal loyalty and public responsibility. The stakes are high, not just for those involved, but for the entire political ecosystem watching and waiting. As the Kirk family drama intensifies, all eyes turn to the future of Turning Point USA itself. Founded on Charlie Kirk's charismatic leadership and vision, the organization now faces a critical crossroads. Will it reinvent itself to survive and thrive? Or will internal conflict and leadership battles lead to its gradual decline? Leadership succession is the central question. With Charlie Kirk gone, the mantle of responsibility falls heavily on those left behind. The widow's increasing influence suggests a possible new direction, one that could modernize the movement, introduce fresh strategies, and broaden its appeal. However, this shift may alienate longtime supporters who were loyal to Charlie's original style and messaging. Meanwhile, other senior figures within the organization may push back, creating factional divides. Beyond leadership, Turning Point USA must address its public image. The recent family feud and public hints of turmoil risk undermining trust among donors, partners, and young activists who looked up to Charlie Kirk as a unifying figure. To maintain momentum, the group will need to be transparent and proactive, showing that it remains focused on its mission despite personal challenges behind the scenes. Strategically, the organization faces pressure to expand its influence in an increasingly competitive political landscape. This means not only maintaining its foothold on college campuses, but also adapting to new media trends, diversifying outreach efforts, and tackling fresh policy issues that resonate with younger generations. Yet all these ambitions hinge on stability. If the family drama drags on, it could sap resources, distract leadership, and fracture the movement's core base. Internal divisions might lead to splinter groups or defections, weakening the collective impact. In essence, Turning Point USA's future hangs in the balance between reinvention and decline. Will it rise from this turbulent moment stronger, evolving beyond its founder's shadow? Or will the Kirk family conflict mark the beginning of a slow unraveling of one of conservative youth activism's most influential forces? For supporters and observers alike, the coming months will be a test of resilience, vision, and leadership. The legacy Charlie Kirk built was powerful, but its survival depends on the choices made today. As whispers of the Kirk family feud spread, the story quickly exploded across social media and mainstream news outlets, turning a private conflict into a very public spectacle. Fans, political commentators, and critics alike weighed in,
each adding fuel to the fire with speculation, hot takes, and viral memes. Supporters of Charlie Kirk expressed deep concern, mourning not just the personal loss, but fearing the fracturing of a movement they believed in. Many voiced loyalty to the family, but urged unity and calm, hoping the feud wouldn't derail Turning Point USA's mission. Meanwhile, detractors seized the opportunity to question the organization's stability, leadership, and long-term viability. Headlines ranged from political dynasty in turmoil to legacy under siege, framing the family drama as a cautionary tale of power, ambition, and the pitfalls of celebrity politics. On platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and Reddit, insiders and anonymous sources began leaking tidbits, sometimes contradicting, about behind-the-scenes power struggles, financial disagreements, and emotional confrontations. These leaks only deepened public intrigue, turning the feud into a trending topic discussed by millions. Influential voices within conservative circles, including political pundits and allied activists, called for transparency and reflection, emphasizing that the movement's future depended on how the Kirk family handled this crisis. The media storm underscores a crucial reality. In today's digital age, no family dispute stays private for long, especially when it involves high-profile figures whose lives and legacies intersect with politics and culture. The unfolding saga of Charlie Kirk's widow and his parents isn't just tabloid fodder. It's a real-time drama with significant implications for reputation, influence, and the future of Turning Point USA. As the narrative continues to evolve, the court of public opinion remains vigilant and unforgiving. Every statement, every move, every leaked whisper is dissected, analyzed, and magnified. In this high-stakes game of power and legacy, managing the media narrative may be just as critical as resolving the family conflict itself. At the heart of this family drama lies a deeper, more profound question. What will become of Charlie Kirk's legacy? The man who built Turning Point USA envisioned a movement fueled by youth energy, conservative principles, and a relentless drive to challenge the status quo. But as internal conflicts threatened to tear apart his family and, by extension, his creation, that vision now hangs on the balance. Charlie's legacy was never just about political wins or media presence. It was about inspiring a generation to stand up, speak out, and take control of their future. His charisma, strategic mind, and ability to mobilize millions made Turning Point USA a force to be reckoned with. But legacy is fragile. It requires guardians who can balance ambition with respect, personal feelings with public responsibility. The widow's rise to power, coupled with alleged family disputes, calls into question whether the original vision will be preserved, transformed, or lost entirely. Some insiders believe that the widow aims to modernize and expand the movement's reach, potentially pushing it in new directions that Charlie might not have imagined. Others worry that personal power struggles could distract from the mission, leading to fragmentation and loss of focus. Meanwhile, Charlie's parents, seen by many as the keepers of tradition and continuity, may fight to protect the legacy they knew it, possibly resisting changes they perceive as threats to their son's memory and impact. This tension between preserving the past and evolving for the future is a classic dilemma in any family-led empire, especially one as publicly scrutinized as Turning Point USA. How it resolves will define not only the organization's trajectory, but also how Charlie Kirk himself is remembered. In the end, legacy is about more than wealth or influence. It's about the stories we leave behind, the causes we championed, and the lives we touch. The Kirk family feud is a dramatic chapter in that story, filled with heartbreak, ambition, and the complex interplay of love and power. Whether it becomes a tale of triumph or tragedy depends on what happens next. As the dust settles, one thing is clear. Charlie Kirk's vision still burns bright, but it now faces its greatest test.
Share your thoughts in the comments. Every perspective adds another piece to this unfolding puzzle. And if you found this breakdown as fascinating as we did, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next chapter of this story.
because here we don't chase drama, we trace the whispers behind it.